my fellow human beings, this is your girl Ariya, and lately I've been watching a lot of anime. I've been on a break for a while, so one of the first animes I watched was Death Note. Death Note raises a lot of questions, but none more important than what is justice? So let's talk about that today.
Are you ready for it?
Perhaps most well known for the potato chip scene, Death Note is a strategic anime adapted from the manga of the same name. It was written by, and forgive me if I mispronounce this, Tsugumi Oba, and animated to screen by Madhouse Animations. And that terrible Netflix movie, but nothing about that here now. As far as I care, it never happened. Just like some certain Harry Potter book. It follows the story of Light Yagami, a model high school student who discovers the Death Note sent to Earth from the Shinigami realm by the Shinigami Ryuk. Death Note is a book in which if you write the name of a person while picturing their face, they will die in the next 40 seconds. The ability to kill someone at one's will without it being traced back to you is a great power to have. And you know what they say about great power. With great power comes great responsibility. Light is the son of a police chief, and as such holds a strong sense of justice. Once Light realizes the kind of power that the Death Note has, he takes it upon himself to carry out justice and starts killing these criminals. Light is ruthless in his killings of these criminals, shown between the flourish of intense action and music. He considers them to be evil and unworthy of living. In just 5 days, he amasses a body toll that surprises even the Shinigami Ryuk, who is a god of death. Soon, the unexplained deaths catch the attention of the world police and a mysterious detective that calls himself L. L declares that he has already started investigating the killer who calls himself Kira, and that he has concluded that Kira lives in Japan. He asks for the help of the Japanese task force to continue the investigation. He sets up a worldwide broadcast declaring that Kira is evil and that he will catch him. Light Yagami, who's watching this broadcast, is enraged. Consumed by the newfound power of the Death Note and angered by the insulting words of L, he writes L's name in the Death Note. And what happens? Once the 40 seconds are up, the man on the screen dies. The screen cuts to the single letter typical to the detective, and L speaks, telling Light, or rather Kira, that the man he just murdered was actually an inmate on death row, and that the broadcast hadn't been worldwide, it had been just in the Kanto region of Japan. Then he speaks directly to Kira, saying that he would be the one to bring him in and serve justice. Light is visibly ticked off by this, but relaxes soon enough and concludes that this is going to be interesting. Both Light and L declare that they are justice. And that, my dears, is just the first 2 episodes. As the series progresses, the idea of justice is brought up over and over again, as both Light, L, and later Nier claim to be justice. The question we must ask ourselves is that, what is justice? Even as we sympathize or even connect with one or many of these characters. Note that none of these characters are without their flaws or faults. L and Nier, who work for the government, or at least a clandestine branch of the government, have committed actions that can be considered lawless, even criminal. For example, kidnapping Misa Amane and keeping her in a Christian Grey-esque contraption. Light, on the other hand, he just wants to rid the world of criminals and wrongdoers. So if the good guys are bad and the bad guys want to do good, where does that leave the core concept of the story? What is justice? Though the concept of justice has been around for as long as the human civilization has, it's still something that interests and simultaneously befuddles philosophers and the general people alike. Just what exactly is the definition of justice? According to Wikipedia, justice is the legal or philosophical theory by which fairness is administered. Fairness, it's a word generally used as a synonym of justice. Some define justice as giving everyone equal rights and equal opportunities despite their social structure, despite their social standing, while others define justice as giving opportunities to the people based on how much they need. Basically, justice strives to create a world of equality where every member of the society has at least the basic needs. But Ariya, what does that have to do with Death Note? Well, I'm going to answer that question with another question. What makes a criminal? Probably one of the best known psychological theories of crime is the strain theory. When a person really wants something such as materialistic goods or a better lifestyle or even education, and they seem to think that they can't get it now or in the future, it causes dissatisfaction and can even lead to resentment against those people that actually have these things, leading such people to commit crimes in order to gain the things that are lacking in their own lives. So when a social system exists that provides at least the basic necessities, it at least reduces the criminal activities of these people. Fiction is a great way to analyze these situations. Death Note and Code Geass are some of the animes that do it, and they do it well. Many Western comics and their on-screen adaptations do gloss over this topic, the rights of the people overshadowed by the amazing visuals. Vigilantes are seen as the ones that carry out justice, not much unlike Kira. They play judge, jury, and executioner. The Alien Amnesty Act arc on the TV adaptation of the DC heroine Supergirl asks another question. What is justice when it's not just about humans? More about that later, but right now, getting back to Death Note. The truth is, humans as a species are extremely complex. They have various religions, various cultures, and varied normals. And also these arbitrary rules are in a constant state of flux, so very slowly, but the normal is changing. What I'm trying to say is that justice has always been an arbitrary concept. It's based on a person's experience and their past. It also changes depending on whether or not you are the victim of a certain crime. Justice is different for everyone. It depends on how one perceives the world and what they have learned from it. So people, tell me your views on justice. What did you think of the Death Note? Are you Team L or are you Team Light? Discuss it all in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more, TV madness. I'll see you next time. Toodles!